Hello all. Today we're going to be diving into the world of what is considered the best Looney Tunes show of all time. Yes, I said it. I can already hear you all in the comments complaining, but I stand by my opinion. I stand by this fact that it is the best show, Looney Tunes show of all time. And I want to thank all you who commented on my last video. Here are some of my favorites right here. I think you're all cool. So let's get into one of my all-time favorite cartoons that really doesn't get enough credit. The Looney Tunes Show from 2011. I feel like the show is kind of starting to resurface a bit. I see it coming on TV almost every morning, and clips on TikTok show up almost every once in a while, but it was a successful show even when it first came out in 2011, yet it only got 2 seasons. Warner Brothers' ownership of Looney Tunes IP has always been weird to me. I feel like they give up too quick on any movie or TV show with them. Did any of you know that there was a Daffy Duck and Porky Pig duo movie that came out earlier this year, last month? I only heard about it because of word of mouth. But there's absolutely no advertising or marketing for this movie at all. It was very good. It was very funny. I mean, they had some good jokes in there, some unexpected twists, and it looked amazing. The animation was great. If only they marketed the movie a bit more, even just one commercial. Anyway, the Looney Tunes Show, this wasn't just another reboot or spin-off. This was the version of the Looney Tunes, but kind of like a more down-to-earth sitcom. Now, I hear some of you, I didn't forget Baby Looney Tunes existed, and that's a great show too, but I relate more to Bugs and Daffy as adults than I did to them as babies. Yeah, the show had a much more cozy and wholesome vibe. It was sweet, it was iconic, and I think it had a bigger emotional pull than people gave it credit for. It was like Looney Tunes for Saturday morning zen. And even the theme song was catchy and very nostalgic to me. But when the Looney Tunes Show hit Cartoon Network in 2011, it was something else entirely. It didn't try to replicate the chaos of the originals or the softness of the baby version. It dropped these chaotic characters into the suburban sitcom world and said, all right, let's see what happens. Let's make Bugs and Daffy roommates, and all the other characters are there as either business owners or neighbors, and what happened was honestly amazing. This show was probably my #1 favorite iteration of Looney Tunes, and that's saying a lot. What made it so good was how normal it felt. Yeah, Daffy is still a disaster of a duck, but now he's a disaster of a roommate, and Bugs Bunny, he's not pulling pranks in the forest or being silly, tricking people. He's dealing with relationship drama, HOA meetings. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it honestly worked. The world they live in felt real, weirdly real. Even if they had a Mexican mouse named Speedy Gonzalez running a successful pizzeria business, it just worked and made sense. The houses, the grocery stores, the restaurants, they all looked like places I'd actually go to in my city or my town, and I think that's what sold it more. We often also saw humans in this world coexisting and cohabitating with the tunes. Also, the situations were relatable. It was like slice of life stuff. Whether it was dealing with annoying neighbors or navigating weird social situations, the show nailed that everyday awkwardness that I related to so much at the time and do even more now as an adult. And of course, mentioning this show, I have to talk about Lola Bunny. In the classic stuff of Looney Tunes and even Space Jam, she was mostly just the hot girl bunny, but here she was more of an airhead, a total whirlwind of chaos, a girl's girl, and it was hilarious. Kristen Wiig voices her, and she was such a perfect choice for this character. She brought this unpredictability to Lola that made her feel like a real person, just one with absolutely zero filter. I've seen so many TikTok edits with things that she's done or said on the show. It's very funny and admirable, like how Bugs is able to deal with her. I mean, she's a standout character, easily, for sure.
Hey, Lola.
Hey, Bugs. What you doing?
Standing on the side of the road.
Fun. Oh my gosh. You're never gonna believe this. There is a guy standing on the side of the road who looks just like you. I'm about to hit him.
I think another good way to describe her would be like London Tipton, but not rich. Lola wasn't there to be eye candy. She was there to crash your car into your yard while reciting a poem she wrote about bread. I never knew what she was going to say next, and it always made me laugh. And Daffy, this dude was a mess. He was unemployed, delusional, dramatic, and yet somehow still lovable. Very classic Daffy, honestly. He's the guy who shows up to your house, eats your food, breaks your stuff, and then tell you that it's your fault. But you let him stay because deep down he's got heart. or whatever, I don't know. Watching Daffy try to hold a job or get a girlfriend or do literally anything on this show without causing mayhem is comedy gold. And the way Bugs just rolls with it all, nonchalant, like he's used to this nonsense, but still sighs deeply every time Daffy did something wild. It was so relatable. It was good. That dynamic was perfect, classic. Funny guy and a straight man, just amazing. But what really set the show apart as a whole was the tone. It was way more laid back than any other Looney Tunes series. It didn't rely on constant action or slapstick comedy or absurd silliness. It really relied on situational humor like a live action show. The humor was slower, more dialogue driven, and honestly smarter. There were actual jokes, like written jokes with setups, punchlines, and they hit. I could tell the writers had fun on the show, and also it just looks beautiful too. Like, I love this animation style. Any other subsequent version of the Looney Tunes that came after this, I don't like it. They've been doing the same thing with like Scooby-Doo. They keep changing the animation style, and the current one I do not like. But yeah, some episodes felt like they could have been part of The Office or Parks and Rec if you swapped out the characters. I mean, it wasn't afraid to be awkward or cringe in the best ways, of course. The kind of humor where you're laughing not just because something is funny, but because it's true and relatable. That situational humor, right? Another thing I love was the world building. The version of the Looney Tunes universe that actually had continuity. Characters had relationships, growth, callbacks to previous episodes. You could actually follow their lives like a real sitcom, or maybe more like a real community. And the side characters were great too. Tina Russo, which was Daffy's girlfriend, and of course Lola, which is Bug's girlfriend. Tina brought such a calm and sarcastic energy to basically balance out Lola. Porky was lovable, dorky. Grandma had a weirdly deep backstory involving spy work. Even Speedy Gonzalez, which I mentioned earlier, had his own arc as a small business owner. Probably a large business, low-key. It was such a developed and interesting world. I was interested in every character's life, even Gossamer. So you've heard me rave about this show and how great it was, but why did this show only last 2 seasons? Honestly, I don't get it. Maybe it was too different from what people expected. Maybe younger audience didn't get the more mature humor, and older audience didn't even know it existed. It didn't fit the standard Looney Tunes brand, and I think that hurt it. It definitely did help that it came out during a weird time for Cartoon Network when a lot of experimental shows were being shuffled around and under promoted. Whatever the reason, it got cut short, and that sucks, honestly. I personally also think it's Warner Brothers' fault. We've seen how much they basically ruined Cartoon Network and Max, which is now called HBO Max again. They're just dropping the bag time after time when it comes to animation, and that sucks, unfortunately. Did you all know that Adult Swim is actually on TV for more hours than Cartoon Network is? Like, Adult Swim comes on at 5 p.m. now. I remember when I was a kid, it came on at 11 p.m. It comes on at 5. It's on for most of the day. But here's the thing. The Looney Tunes show still airs in reruns. It's got a low-key cult following. People who watched it then are now rewatching it to now just see how good it really was. And compared to other reboots like Wabbit or Tiny Toons University, it was clever, grounded, funny, and surprisingly heartfelt. It knew how to be modern without trying too hard. It didn't lose the Looney Tunes soul, it just evolved it. It gave the characters more depth and allowed them to live lives like us, this very interesting world. So yeah, if you've never watched the Looney Tunes show from 2011 or you just forgot about it, do yourself a huge favor and please check it out. I highly recommend it. This show has the Murray stamp of approval. It's not just another reboot. It's something special. It's amazing. You're going to love it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite version of Looney Tunes is. Did you love this one too, or were more of you classic or baby Looney Tunes fans? Either way, thank you for hanging out with me and talking cartoons with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Until next time, that's all, folks.